Hello everyone. Now we are going to discuss one of the very important topic which is more pertaining to pathology, and there are very high chances that they can ask this question in path. That's why I have thought of discussing this. That is severe combined immunodeficiency syndrome, also called Scid. Fine? Yes. See, in chapter 6, immune system, there are a lot of topics mentioned. That is primary, secondary immunodeficiency disorder. They have explained in detail about the etiopathogenesis of HIV. So what is my request to you all is that please read those topics from your immunology in microbiology. Okay, whether it is the primary immunodeficiency, whether it is HIV, please take your virology and the corresponding chapters and you read from that in detail. It is well mentioned in that. Okay, it's very beautifully mentioned in those textbooks in microbiology, whether it is Apurva Shastri or any other books that you follow. Fine, yes. But as far as path is concerned, and once you get time in future or before the exams, you just go through this point. The same points only they have mentioned. That is, what is that hyper IgM syndrome, Job syndrome, Wiskett-Aldrich, that is WASP. Okay, Wiskett-Aldrich syndrome. Then all those things. Okay, out of that, I thought of discussing only Scid because that is what a more related to pathology. That is the reason. Of course, in HIV, additional morphology of the organs in HIV is mentioned. That again you can add up. Okay, you read from microbiology how about the structure of the virus, about the etiopathogenesis, everything you read from microbiology. And extra to that, if you have time, just go through the after reading that, if you go through this HIV and all which is mentioned in Robbins, it will be very easy because it's very complicated. Okay, in Robbins, so you won't be able to understand. So go and read your microbiology textbook in a very simplified manner. Come back and read extra about the morphology. A green box is there, no morphology. At the end of the HIV, you can read that. Okay, yes, you can add that to your notes. So without wasting time, let me say about what is severe combined immunodeficiency. See, as its name suggests, it is a severe combined immunodeficiency. What is combined? That means both the humoral as well as cell-mediated immune responses are affected. Okay, yes. How the affected infant, okay, very young infant, that is the young children will be affected with this. How they will be? There will be extensive diaper rash, oral candidiasis. Then next is failure to thrive. Okay, all these are the characteristic features of this. So that is the reason why severe combined immunodeficiency syndrome is also called as bubble baby syndrome. What is that? Bubble baby syndrome. Okay, yes. Okay. And remember, they're extremely, so both their humoral as well as cell-mediated immune responses, both are affected. So the persons who are having Scid, they are extremely susceptible to recurrent severe infections by wide range of pathogens including Candida albicans, Pneumocystis jirovecii, Pseudomonas, cytomegalovirus, varicella and other bacterial infections. Fine? Yes. So remember children, we have two types of, that is two inheritance pattern for the Scid. Okay, see, this is the normal. Okay, let us go for the etiopathogenesis. This is the normal pluripotent stem cell. From that, we have a common myeloid and lymphoid progenitor. Okay, we have a pro B cell, we have a pre B cell. Okay, and this B cell, this pre B cell is going to affect mainly what we call it as going to produce what we call as our antibodies. Okay, fine. And then we have something called as adenosine deaminase. That is actually the enzyme which is deficient. Okay, and the pro T cells to become into immature T cell, there is a defect that is called X-linked Scid. There are two inheritance pattern for Scid. One is nothing else but adenosine deaminase deficiency. As you compare to all other deficiency, whenever there is an enzyme deficiency, it will be autosomal recessive. So this is called as autosomal recessive Scid. And whereas whenever there is a defect in the cytokine gamma chain, that is called as X-linked Scid. That is called as what? X-linked Scid. Okay. Yes. Okay. Then coming into X-linked Scid. Remember, here comes the question. You will think that whenever you write from our in 12th standard and all in NCERT textbook, I still remember that in Scid what they have mentioned it is adenosine deaminase deficiency. No, it is X-linked Scid. Okay, that is which is 50 to 60% of the cases X-linked. So X-linked means you always know it is more common in boys than in girls. Fine. And in X-linked Scid there is a mutation in the gamma chain subunit of the cytokine receptors. Okay. Okay, and remember this gamma chain subunit is responsible for the transduction of various proteins like interleukin 2, 4, 7, 9, 11, 15, 21, everything. Okay, and interleukin 7 is required for the survival and proliferation of lymphoid progenitors. So whenever this interleukin 7 receptor signal is deficient, what will happen? The T cell development, okay, the T cell development will be affected. Here comes the question. Why we are studying? See, okay, so here only the T cell development is affected. Then why we are saying that humoral immune response and cell mediated immune response both are affected? See, actually here, please, this is a very, very important point. So the T cell development is only affected. That means the T cell numbers are greatly reduced. And I am telling you a very, very important point. The B cell numbers remains normal. Okay, T cells number is reduced, whereas B cell is normal. But still we are telling, okay, what is that? The humoral immune response is affected. Why? Because without T cells, you know that you would have read in immunology, without the help of T cells, B cells cannot produce antibody. So antibody synthesis is impaired because of lack of T cell help. Okay, yes. And another important, I told you there is a defect in interleukin 15. This interleukin 15 is important for maturation and proliferation of NK cells. Okay, because this, I told you, this common gamma chain is also important for the receptor, that is interleukin 15. So NK cells will be also affected. Fine. So this much points you have to remember about X-linked SCID. SCID can be asked as a question in your general pathology, in your pathology paper 1. Fine. That is why I am discussing it here. Okay. In this picture, they have mentioned all other hyper IgM syndrome. Out of that, I want to focus. Okay. See here. So when they ask you what is the problem, the problem in SCID problem is in T cell. Okay, T cell development is inhibited, whereas the B cell, it is normal. See, B cell, no role of SCID. No role of SCID in B cell. Okay, no role of SCID to B cell. But still, then why there is a lack of humoral response? I have already told you the reason. Fine. Okay. Then autosomal recessive SCID. So I told you around 60% will be X-linked. Okay, remember 60% SCID will be X-linked. Fine. Whereas around 40% or 30 to 40%, okay, 30 to 40% will be autosomal recessive because of an enzyme called deficiency called as adenosine deaminase deficiency. So because of this enzyme, what they are proposing, the mechanism behind this is not that much clear, but what it has been believed that because of this enzyme is deficient, that there will be accumulation of deoxyadenosine and its derivatives, and these are toxic to the T lymphocyte. Okay, and so mainly they are toxic to T lymphocyte. Here also the B lymphocytes will escape. Okay, T lymphocytes. So there will be a great reduction in the T lymphocyte number compared to the B lymphocytes. Okay, yes. Other less common causes of, so this is the most common cause. Other is mutations in recombinance activating gene. Okay, that is called the RAG gene, and another one is called as JAK3. Okay, JAK3. This is also important for what we call as the common gamma chain. Okay, component production. So JAK3. Okay, just remember these keywords. Okay, that is recombinase activating genes and JAK3. JAK3 is also like our X-linked. Okay, yes. Okay, so the histological findings, it depends upon the underlying defect. We have gamma C mutations and ADA deficiency. Remember, the thymus will be small and it will be devoid of lymphoid cells. In X-linked SCID, the thymus contains lobules of undifferentiated epithelial cells which resembles like a fetal thymus. Okay, because the T lymphocytes are not being properly produced. The T cell development is completely inhibited. Whereas in SCID, which is caused by ADA deficiency, there will be remnants of Hassal's corpuscles can be found. You should remember these two histological findings. This has been asked in many PG MCQ. Okay, PG entrance exam. This has been asked in X-linked SCID. What will happen? The thymus will resembles like a fetal thymus. Whereas in SCID, which is because of the ADA deficiency, Hassal's corpuscles can be found. Okay, yes. Then coming into in both the diseases, okay, the other lymphoid tissues will be hypoplastic. There will be depletion of T cell areas. In most of the cases, there will be depletion of T cell areas. In some cases, B cell areas also will be hypoplastic. But usually the B cells will be normal. What is the only treatment? That is the hematopoietic stem cell transplantation is the mainstay of treatment. But X-linked SCID is the first human disease in which a gene therapy has been successful. That is the gamma C gene. It will be replicated in a viral vector, and finally this viral vector will be transplanted to the patient, and then this normal all the mutant genes will be replaced by the normal genes. So that is the hematopoietic stem cell transplantation and gene therapy. It is for the first time, it is in the severe combined immunodeficiency. You would have read in your 12th standard in NCERT textbook also. It is in the Scid where for the first time the gene therapy has been tried. Okay, gene therapy for the first time. Okay, gene therapy for the first time. Gene therapy for the first time in Scid. Okay, yes. So these much points you have to remember. Why I have discussed, it may be asked as a short note question where you have to write about the X-linked autosomal Scid and finally histology findings. Okay, I am writing here histology findings. Histology findings. Okay, so with this I'm going to finish this. So thank you for listening. Okay, thank you for listening. Fine? Okay.